I am Dr. Parul Shah. I am a psychologist, graphologist, workshop designer, phonics expert, and author of the book Empower with BLA Phonics 1 and 2. Both are available on Amazon and Flipkart. So, New Year is round the corner. We all are gearing up for the winding up of 2024 and starting the new year 2025. So from today, everyone is having a vacation, Christmas vacation, and the kids are at home with you. So this is the best time to plan their next year. So at this moment, usually we plan our next year, the activities that you want to do, the new tasks that you want to start, habits and achievements or whatever you want to try now. So you usually plan for the next year at this moment. Let's do the same for our children. How to go about it? Today we will be discussing that. If you have yet not subscribed me, please subscribe me for more. And I would prefer take a pen and paper while watching this video, and if you answer the questions with me, you will be able to get the result on the go, and you will be able to plan your child's next year with me. You'll be in a better position to understand the later part of the video. So please go pause this video, grab pen and paper, and then watch this video. So today I'm going to ask you few questions. See what happens when you want to go somewhere. First you have to know where you are. So first we have to understand where your children stand right now, and then we can plan their journey from here to where you want to take them to. So we need two most important things. First is the starting point, that is the present state, the present of your child, where he is in different areas, and secondly where you want him to go, your destination. So these are the two things that we should be aware of. So to know that, first we have to analyze the child. So I would be asking you few questions and you have to answer them. Your first question: what are the strengths of your child? Write at least 3-4 strengths of your child. Question 2: what are the weaknesses of your child? What are those things which is drawing him back? He usually withdraws from things, so which are holding him back and not allowing him to prosper. So what are his weaknesses? Third, what are the habits that you want him to develop but you couldn't, you tried a lot? Fourth, what are the habits that are there in your child and these habits are very good, you're very happy and you want them to continue in the next year? Fifth, what are the successes he has achieved in the last year? So this could be in any field, educational. It could be as small as he listens to you, he agrees to you, he discusses with you, he shares with you. So it could be as small or as big as an award or certificate or medal, anything. So all the achievements that he has received this year, means last year. And the sixth is all the areas where he failed last year, that is 2024. So all the areas that he failed in this year and you want him to do little better in the next year. So make a note of all this. Pause the video, write all the answers now and then continue the video. So I'm hoping that you have written all the answers. Now, once you are clear with these answers, you know your child's strength, weakness, good habit, bad habit, success and failure. Now, these are the 6 things that will help us to plan the next year. Now, for each thing, suppose strength. Now, we want to maintain the strength of our children. So what 2 to 3 things that you would do so that strength remains, it continues in the next year. So write 2-3 action plan that you would do to help your child to maintain with that strength. Secondly, write 2-3 action plan that you would do so that your child overcomes those weaknesses. So the weakness might be that he spends a lot of time on screen. I'm just giving you random few examples. So what would you do so that this will be reduced at least? So any bad habit or any weakness can't be overcome in a day. It's not possible for us. So how it can be for children? They are very small. So you have to make 2 3 actions that would at least reduce it a little. Realization at least कि yes, this I have to reduce. So these could be your action plans. And how would you do it? You know your child better, you know your environment, your conditions better, so you are the right person to plan for your child. So what would you do so that these weaknesses would reduce? Next, how would you help your child to continue the good habits and reduce the bad habit? Again, for bad habits, it will take time. Just help him to understand that these are not good, or they will make it less, little by little. 1% every day will give you 365% at the end of 2025. So 1% also, a little also, if he is watching 30 minutes of screen time, if you could only make it to 25 for a few days, then 20 minutes, then 15 minutes. So if you could also reduce that much at a go, that is also good. So make a plan. How would you do it? Where do you want to do it for your child? And the fifth is where he succeeded. So what are the areas where he is already doing good, and these areas you only need to brush up. These are the areas where he is managing on his own, and now you have to just maintain that. Okay. And the last was his failures. So what are the areas where he couldn't do well and he really wanted to do? He was upset, or you wanted him to perform well, maybe in any subject, in any test, in any sport. It could be anything. So just make a note of all this and write 2 3 action areas that you would start from the next year, so that you can enhance the good and reduce. I'm not saying eliminate, just reduce the bad or what you don't want. It could be bad habit, it could be weakness, it could be failures. We want to reduce the failures. So yes, so you have to write 2 3 action plans that are possible for you to do with your child. Ultimately the child has to do, we are only helping the child to do. So you have to remove that time out of your routine to sit with your child and do whatever action plan you have decided right now. So now the next step is, for each action plan, write when are you going to do it and how are you going to do it. So the activity, suppose you have written that just take any one good habit, and how will you maintain it? So you have written 2 3 action plans, how will you maintain it? Now for that action plan, write a date, time, when are you going to sit with your child, when are you going to do what. So it has to be very specific as when you are going to do it. For example, your child has a good habit of reading. So now how will you maintain that? You will give him, provide him with good books, or you will sit with him when your child is reading. You will fix up a reading time. If you already have it, you will maintain it. You will see that that time is not disturbed. So please fix up all these action with the time, place, whatever specification you want. Fix those things for each action. Okay. And now you know the background work, like you've done all the background work. Now you have to make a proper plan, that is a proper routine for your child. Now there has to be one creative activity. It could be music, dance, any drawing, art, craft, whatever your child likes. So one creative activity should be there, one physical activity should be there. It could be any sport activity that your child is interested in, or just going down and play. So they go down and play, but if they are serious into one sports help them a lot in being disciplined, and it teaches a lot of rules and teamwork and all that. So it's always better to involve your child in any sports activity. So one creative activity, one sports activity. Now we come to the study part. Now in studies, just check which are the subjects your child loves a lot and which are the subject which he doesn't love so much, but just does because he has to do it. So you should know properly which are the subjects, and then the subjects that he loves and he is doing on his own, just maintain how he is doing. But the one he is not able to do or doesn't like so much, for that subject either he needs external assistance, maybe you have to sit and teach your child, or you delegate it to some tuition teacher, some other family member, or some other way you could show him videos of those topics. So it could be anything that you can do so that the child starts liking that subject. The interest is been building up, so you have to build the interest in that subject. And lastly, you have to just every day that child has to do that subject or that topic a bit. So you have to see to it that it is been done regularly. And there are few subjects like grammar, maths, which needs regular practice. There is no other way out. So for that, in your routine, remove some time daily when your child is doing this. So make a daily plan, daily routine of your child, where studies is there, family time is there, sports is there, creative activities there, free time is there. So a child needs everything. So don't make a fixed schedule where he don't have breathing space between the two activities. Don't do that. But yes, a little bit of schedule is very important, because today is the time of overall development. So your child might not be very good in studies. It's okay if he's doing well in sports. All the children are not growing up to become scientists or literature, this thing there. Any subject, if he doesn't like or if a child doesn't like, it's okay. All the kids should not be good in language, should not be good in science, should not be good in maths, because they are children and each child is very different from the other. That is the diversity we have, and that is the reason we have so many different jobs, professions out there, because everyone, if likes one thing, then what about the other? So to balance our society, we need children with different interests. So understand the difference of your child, understand the interest of your child, and then maintain it. It's okay. There is nothing wrong in it. Yeah, because the subjects are important, marks are important. So just whichever subject your child is not liking, bring him little up. If you can try and do that, at least he is loving what he is doing. It should not be forced that you have to study maths if he doesn't like maths. So do something so that the interest is developed for that subject, and then he does it happily. May not get 90 plus, it's okay. Even if he's getting fair marks, be satisfied, because he's not liking, still he's getting those marks. So understand this, every child is never good in all the subjects. So here and there it's okay. Try to balance all the different areas of your child, so that when he grows, he actually himself knows what he wants to do and is happy with what he is doing. The ultimate goal, why we are also doing everything, is happiness in our life. So every day when we wake up, it should be wow, a new day, and not wow, a new day. So that we want for our children too. So whatever the child is doing, just make fun, add little fun element, add little excitement. If they are too young, the majority part is on us, how we are considering it. They will just imbibe, things will are just imbibed in them. So for little older kids, it's little less, the pressure is not on us so much. They have their own individuality and they know what to do and how they want it. So now the kids are much more sorted. They exactly know what they want and how they want to do things. So that's really good. And we have to, whatever the new generation is coming with its own specifications, it's always good to accept and grow with them, and not pull them down to our level. It's always we should grow to their level. These kids are technology kids and they are much smarter, so we have to understand what distractions they have at our, in our childhood. We didn't had internet and all these apps and all that, so the distraction was only less. Now we can't compare today's kids with our childhood because the distraction is only so much. So if in that distraction they are doing good, it's actually very good. So understand the difference between the era that we had our childhood in and today's time, and then make a proper plan as per your child. I hope this will help you to have a beautiful 2025. You have this 1 week to plan your year. Make the best of this Christmas vacation. If the kids are little older, sit with them and plan your year ahead. Planning and all that encourages the child to do more. So this discussion will also help you to bond with your child. So it's okay to talk about weaknesses. You can also discuss your plans with your children. So teenagers love when you share your thing with them. So share your things, bond this vacation, and make a foolproof plan for 2025, so that when the school reopens, when January start, you are ready for it. Take care. Have a nice year. Happy New Year in advance. See you soon. Bye bye.